Hello and welcome to my channel and to the Lina Knits podcast, my podcast about knitting, finding joy in every stitch and getting cozy in your hand knits. This is episode 62 and I am Lina, and as always I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland. I am a knitwear designer, a tech editor, and I also assist other woolly entrepreneurs. You can find everything on my website linaknits.com, but I'll also leave links to where you can find me at the end of this video and also in the description box down below. Today is Thursday, October the 24th, and I am wearing my Cloud Shadow shawl. This is my design, and I'm wearing it today. Well, I love it, so I like to wear it, but today especially, since today is the day I'm releasing it. By the time you see this, it'll probably be Friday, since I won't have time to edit and upload this one today, on this podcast episode, so it's already up. And my plan is to also upload the video I made of this one where I show this in more detail and talk about it more on YouTube today. So that's already up there, and I'm gonna link it somewhere there, whatever side it goes on. So yeah, really excited about that one. But now let's get on with the episode. I don't have any finished objects, which is not surprising considering how many I had last time. But yeah, I've got some progress on my whips, and let's get on with those first. Let's start with the ones I haven't made that much progress on. So first up is in this bag, and it's the Scrappy Sock Project. So here's the first one. This was my advent calendar swap last year. 24 mini skeins from 4 different people. This is the first 12, and this is the second 12. So these are in the order they came in my calendar, and this is just, they're here, and I'm just picking one at random. And I took this with me to a knitting meetup I went to last weekend, because this is portable and relatively easy to knit on while talking. Although I got to the point where I'm starting to turn the heel or do the heel. This one had a fish, or has a fish lips kiss heel, or a variation of it. And I switched the color mid-heel, and I'm trying to replicate it because I really liked how I managed to keep the stripe pattern going in the front, and also I think it looks pretty neat. So I'm trying to remember how I did that. Can't really see much, it's at an odd place there. But yeah, that is it. Oh, the heels are always like my least favorite thing to knit. Like up to the heel, smooth sailing. Then comes the heel and I stall and I don't want to pick it up. But once I get past the heel, it goes on again. Although this time it does go on quite a bit. These are knee high and the toe up. And I do have to figure out how I did the cuff increases. I didn't use any pattern, and I didn't write up what I did. So it's just, I need this with me whenever I'm knitting so that I can look at that one and try to replicate what I've done. Also, heels really difficult to fold in your project bag. But there, I think I did it. Let's get a sip of tea. It's quite a cold day here. Then the next one is here. Doesn't really fit into that bag. It is, no, it is like this. No, it's not from this. Sorry. I've got 2 whips from Line from different issues. So this one is from, no. Yes, this is from the latest. So this is issue 6. And the pattern that I'm working on is Sodden. I had this started last episode. And I really like it still. By the way, the charts for this one are in a separate, like a large sheet of paper that you can take out from the magazine and fold up, which I think is so good for a very chart intensive knit like this. So this is what I have. I don't think it looks that much different from the last time you saw it, but I have made progress on it. It's just really slow going. I have to refer to the charts pretty much all the time and the instructions to know when to stop increasing wear and when to switch to another chart and so on. And I've been completely enamored with another project, which I'll get into in a moment. But yeah, so this one you do need to pay attention to, and so no favorite TV shows, no really conversations or anything. You can listen to an audio podcast, but that's about it. But yes, do you enjoy this? I cannot wait to have it finished. So this one is knit out of Cascade 220, which I have in 2 colors. The pattern is just for 1 color, but I'm wanting to use stash yarn, and this is what I had. So this is beige. You can see it's a beige color that I repurposed from a poncho that I had knit years ago. I've got four skeins of that, and then I have 4 skeins of this blue, which I'm gonna dye up. Any day now it's gonna happen. I'm thinking dyeing it into a darker brown. And Cascade 220 is a worsted weight wool with 220 yards, 200 meters in 100 gram skein. So really trying different things with this one, repurposing yarn, dyeing to a different color. But yeah, and you can see this one requires a whole bunch of stitch markers. I try to do a row every day, or like 2 rows, one on the right side and one on the wrong side, but for the past few days I haven't really done anything on it because I've been really in love with my tray stand. So this one is a new cast on. Well, I had a couple of rounds done on the last episode, but I ripped all of that out and started again because the neckband was, I could just pull it over my head. Now it's a bit more looser. So this one is from an older issue of Line, issue 3, and this pattern is by Jennifer Steingass, the same designer that I did the Winter Soul sweater from last winter, one of my favorite sweaters. Winter Soul I knit out of Dererum Naturas Ulysses, which is one of my favorite yarns, but I wanted to, here you can see the sweater, but I wanted to do a more outdoorsy sweater, so I'm going with Let Lopi. This is my main color. Yeah, and this one is color 1420. And this brown never really picks up well on camera, but it's got lots of undertones and overtones. It's like it's not a solid color, even though it is a solid color. Difficult to describe. So let's look at what I've done. I'm almost, gotta be careful not to drop stitches. I'm almost done with the color work in the yoke. Can you see that? I'm really happy with the colors. I'm really enjoying the pattern. I'm really enjoying the yarn, and I really want to get this done and to be able to wear it on my hikes this autumn and winter. So even though on a bow like this yarn feels a bit scratchy, and I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way, but you know what I mean when I say that wool feels scratchy. But when I'm knitting it, and when it's in a knitted up fabric like this, it already feels a lot softer, and I think with use it'll also soften up a bit, and with washing. And the yarns, they really, it has a halo, you can see that, I hope, maybe. It has a halo, and the yarn is also not slippery, so they stick together, the stitches, so they it'll be really warm to wear since it traps in a lot of the body heat. So yes, really excited to have this done. I think once I get past the color work, it'll go even faster. So hopefully I don't lose steam on this and I can get it done soon. Yes, let me show the colors, all of the colors in one go. So my main color, and then the colors for the color work. And there you go. And then I have a crochet whip thing. It's not with yarn, well, it's not with wool yarn, it's with yarn that I made from fabric scraps. So this is a basket, in case you couldn't tell. I needed a basket, or I need a basket, it's not done yet, to put our slippers and such by our balcony door. Right now they're just scattered on the floor there, so I want to put them in a basket. But the place where I put the basket in is quite narrow, so I've had trouble finding the right size in a store or at the flea market. So I decided to crochet my own, since I have fabrics that are too small to actually sew into any item of clothing, and I'm not really that skillful at sewing, so I really just need like a big piece of fabric, pattern, cut it out. Then I really don't know what to do with the scraps. I'm trying to come up with ideas, and this is one. So I've got some quite heavy woven fabric. This one is actually an old kitchen towel that was, I dripped some beeswax on it, melted beeswax, and I couldn't get it out, so I couldn't really use it as a kitchen towel anymore, so I just used it here. Then I've got 3 different kinds of jersey fabric, and then some thinner woven cotton. So I took the piece and I started going around it, cutting it into a strip, a long strip of fabric or yarn, whatever, fabric yarn. And then I used a 10mm hook. This one is plastic and really not very ergonomic. It has this groove on the back, and the way I hold the hook, it keeps rubbing on my finger quite painfully. But yes, So then I looked at some of the patterns for crochet baskets, but because I didn't really know, they looked like to be for thinner yarns, since they were for store-bought crochet cotton yarny things. So I just look at the basics of them and then just did my own thing, and this is the result. Since the fabrics are different types, and it does look a bit oddly shaped. I want it to be about this high, so I need to go look at my fabric stash and see if there's anything else I can use, or then just wait for new scraps to appear to finish it, and then I'll put handles on it. I think this is quite nice. And then there's actually one more unfinished object, let's just call it that. I won't even call it a whip, but unfinished object, a UFO, that I forgot to share on the whip audit that I did a little while ago. And I forgot to share it because I just forgot I had it. And it's my Cozy Memories blanket. And I really don't know what to do with this. It's really colorful. And while I originally thought that that's a nice idea, just random, colorful, but the more I think about this and the more I look at this, I really don't feel like I want to display this in my home. So I think if I do 3 more here, then it'll square up into a rectangle like this. And I thought this could maybe be a pillow for my son's room. He likes more colorful things than I do. So that's one option I could do with that. And I've got some colorful minis here that I can put into it. But then I looked at all the minis that I had thrown in this project bag for the project. Some of them are also yarn ends, and not just mini skeins. But this is what they look like. So I took out things that didn't really go well together. And what I have in here is some more muted color scheme of yarns that go well together. And this is the kind of color scheme that I could see myself using on our couch in our living room. But I don't know. This isn't enough for a full blanket, obviously. Also, these squares take up like 6 or 7 grams, and most of the minis are 10 grams. So maybe if I do it again, I do these squares a bit bigger. But yes, these would also make a really nice memory keepers project. Or another scrappy project, although I'm not sure all of these are sock yarn, so I don't think scrappy socks would be an option. But do help me out. What do I do with this? I don't think I'll continue knitting this. But do I start a new one? What would you do? Help me out, please. Yeah. Oh, but a happy tangent from that. We are doing the Memory Keepers knit along in starting in November, but I'll announce that closer to the time. Oh, I do have these nice needles for my Memory Keeper shawl. These are the short straight needles from Zing, 2.75 millimeter. But yeah, so this is like a question mark. I need to figure out something with this and with all the minis. But yes. Then I had a bit of new stash. This one is going to be a new design. So I've got the Rerum Naturalis Gilead, which is one of my favorite yarns. I've knit 2 sweaters out of it and I love them to bits. But these ones, I think I've got a whole lot of them. I've got 4 skeins of them. And so these ones are Cell. The colorway is called Cell, yeah. And I love these. They're so cuddly. But these ones are gonna be a shawl. I have a sketch and I have a swatch, and now I just need to find the time to sit down and knit with these, and it'll be wintry, snow inspired. So it had to be this color, right? This one has 250 meters for 100 grams skein, so that's quite a lot for a worsted weight yarn, which is one of the reasons why I love this. The yarn is so lofty. It knits up beautifully. Stitch definition is good. It's really it's really warm. Yay. All right, so I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Really appreciate it. Really happy that you're here. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do so by hitting the button down below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. I love to hear from you. So see you soon. Happy knitting. Bye.